Happy birthday to our bridge over the Birrarung. By Sandy Miller. Warrandyte's bridge has turned 150 years old, and Warrandyte Historical Society threw it a birthday party at Wongam Willem to celebrate. Local dignitaries Nicole Werner MP, Manningham Mayor Deirdre Diamonte, and Nillumbik's Sugarloaf Ward Councillor Kim Cope were in attendance, as well as around 50 local well-wishers. Musical entertainment was provided by the Chocolate Lilies Choir. There was a display on the walls of Taffy's ruins telling the story of the bridge from its 1875 origins to today, its place in the landscape, as an inspiration for artists, and as a defining feature of the township and its place in connecting our communities spanning each bank of the river. President of the Warrandyte Historical Society, David Carty, recounted this history, a history that reflects the importance of this bridge that spans the Birrarung, which helped forge and support our community in both good times and bad.
Stretching across the Yarra River, this bridge has carried more than vehicles and people. It has carried the hopes, struggles and stories of a century and a half of local life. From its humble timber beginnings in 1875 to the strength and structure we see today, the bridge has been both a literal crossing point and a symbolic one, linking generations of people, ideas and progress.
Early days.
In the period leading up to 1875, predecessors to the bridge as we know it included a punt that provided river crossings until 1861, when the first bridge at Warrandyte was built. This initial timber structure was located near the present-day museum area and served as an important connection for the growing Goldfield community. However, in December 1863, a heavy flood swept away this first bridge, forcing the community to return, temporarily, to rudimentary river crossing methods.
The first crossing, 1875.
After persistent advocacy by the growing community, a new wooden bridge was constructed in 1875. This bridge was designed and built by C.S. Wingrove, the Shire clerk, engineer and surveyor, at a cost of £1,419, approximately $450,000 in today's money, a relative bargain. Jointly funded by the Shires of Doncaster and Eltham, and a government grant. A timber truss bridge, modest in its span but revolutionary for the town, was made predominantly from local yellow box timber and spanned 311 feet in length. It rested on 47 piles and served the community robustly. It was a gateway, not only between Eltham and the Yarra Valley, but between Warrandyte's mining past and its more settled agricultural future. In the 1920s and 1930s, as Warrandyte began to draw artists, naturalists and day trippers from Melbourne, the need for a stronger crossing grew ever clearer. Nonetheless, the bridge withstood numerous floods, including a devastating flood in 1934 when the water rose over 4 feet above the bridge deck, nearly submerging it entirely. Despite enduring several natural disasters, such as floods and bushfires, most notably the Black Friday fires in 1939, which devastated much of Warrandyte, the 1875 wooden bridge remained a beloved landmark, even becoming the focal point for community New Year's Eve celebrations.
The modern bridge, post-war reconstruction.
The post-World War II era brought the Warrandyte Bridge into its modern form. In 1955, a reinforced concrete bridge replaced the older timber trestle bridge. A country roads board project costing £75,000, just over $5 million in today's value. This 5-span bridge was built higher and wider to better withstand floods and accommodate increasing traffic volumes safely. This bridge, wider and stronger, symbolized not just resilience, but optimism. It was the era of post-war growth, of expanding suburbs, and of Warrandyte's transformation into a leafy refuge for those seeking a balance between rural charm and proximity to the city. The commissioning of the Upper Yarra Dam in 1957 also helped regulate river levels, protecting the bridge and surrounding areas.
Floods, fires, and the test of time.
Resilience would continue to be tested. The devastating floods of 1963 and the bushfires of 1962 and 1969 placed strain on both people and infrastructure. Through it all, the bridge endured. For locals, it became more than a structure. It was a meeting place, a landmark to rally round in times of hardship. Whether ferrying volunteer firefighters, carrying relief supplies, or serving as the backdrop to countless community events, the bridge became part of Warrandyte's identity.
Congestion and calls for change. Late 20th century.
As Melbourne grew, so did traffic. By the 1970s and 1980s, congestion on the single-lane bridge became a familiar frustration. The narrow crossing could not always keep pace with the swelling number of commuters and visitors. Debates raged. Some called for duplication. Others feared that widening the bridge would harm the unique village character of Warrandyte. This tension between preserving heritage and accommodating growth became a defining theme of late 20th century discussions. The bridge was no longer just an engineering challenge. It was a cultural one.
The 21st century. Balancing heritage and progress.
The early 2000s saw renewed pressure to address congestion and safety concerns. After decades of debate, the bridge underwent widening works in 2018. The project aimed to ease traffic while retaining the visual charm of the original structure. Pedestrian paths were improved, lighting was upgraded, and the bridge was adapted for the modern age without losing its soul. It was a compromise that reflected Warrandyte itself, a town committed to progress, but not at the expense of its heritage.
2025 and beyond.
As we stand here in 2025, the Warrandyte Bridge has reached its 150th year. Few structures in Victoria can claim such continuous service, and fewer still have remained so central to community life. It carries thousands of vehicles each day, yet still serves as a picturesque backdrop to festivals, markets and riverside strolls. It remains both practical and poetic, a testament to the ingenuity of engineers and the passion of a community that has fought to preserve it. Looking ahead, the bridge faces the same questions it always has: how to withstand the forces of nature, how to serve the needs of people, and how to balance growth with preservation. As climate change brings greater risk of flood and fire, and as Melbourne's suburbs continue to expand, Warrandyte's Bridge will once again be called upon to adapt.
Closing reflections.
The Warrandyte Bridge is more than stone, steel and concrete. It is the living memory of our community. It is the timber cries of 1875, the steel resolve of the post-war years, the resilience through floods and fires, and the careful balance of heritage and progress in our own century. As we celebrate its 150th anniversary, let us remember not only the bridge itself, but the people whose footsteps, wheels and stories have crossed it. For in the end, the Warrandyte Bridge is not only about connecting two sides of a river, it is about connecting past to present and present to future.
Councillor Diamanti said the bridge has and continues to play a pivotal role in fostering connections between neighbours on each side of the river, celebrating community markets and events, and supporting us through challenging times.
As we reflect on the many significant events and changes the bridge has witnessed over these 150 years, it remains a vital and symbolic piece of Manningham's history.
She said, "These words reflect the sentiment of Councillor Diamanti's predecessor at the Warrandyte Bridge's official opening in 1875, when Bulleen Councillor Robert Williamson said that the bridge was
an ornament to the district and would prove to be of great service to both sides of the river.
It seems history has proven him right." This article was read by Rebecca Rose,
Adrian Rice,
Hazel Rice,
James Poyner.